We are live now.
Okay. Hi everyone, good evening to all and welcome to this new session on YouTube. I hope everything is fine now. My screen is visible to all and am I audible clearly to all? If everything is fine, just do let me know in the chat section. Then we will start. Please comment if everything is fine. Then we will start. Okay. Fine everyone, everything. Yes. Okay. Audible and visible. Fine. Fine, fine. Okay, so without doing any further delay, we already late because we were facing some technical issue. That's why. Sorry for the delay as well. So what we are going to do in this particular session, we are going to solve important coding problems. Not only important, actually these problems already been asked in the previous examination. Actual coding problems we are going to solve. Okay, fine. So before starting, let me introduce first. I am Adarsh Gupta, currently working as a senior software engineer, and I have around 3 years of experience in teaching as well as in IT industry. Fine, everyone. So let's start with the some coding problems. Not the easy level, to be honest. It is medium level problem. Okay. Fine. My screen is visible. Question is already clear. Let's read out the problem statement. The question is saying, imagine you are observing a sequence of binary responses, zeros, 0 and 1, from a group of people answering a survey. Okay. And 0 means no and 1 means yes. Fine. You want to find the longest continuous sequence where the number of yes, that is 1, because yes means 1 and no means 0, right? So number of yes is equal to the number of no. Okay, so basically we have to find the longest continuous sequence where the number of yes, that is 1 1 1, and number of zeros, that is number of no's, that is 0 0, both are equal, right? That longest subsequence, not subsequence, that longest continuous sequence we need to find out. Okay, let's read out the further statement, then it will more clear. This will help you identify the largest balanced segment in the survey responses. Okay, okay. In technical term, if you read the problem statement, this problem statement will look like this instead of reading in the story format. Okay, story format is also clear because it is saying we need to find out all the like longest continuous sequence. Means what does it mean? Continuous sequence means subarray. I hope everyone knows the definition of subarray, because subarray is nothing but continuous sequence of elements in the array, right? So we need to find the longest subarray. Now the question is clear. And there is one more condition, that in that particular subarray, number of ones should be equal to the number of zeros. Getting my point? Now the question will clear, I think. So in the technical term, if you read the problem statement, it will look like this, like given an array of zeros and ones, only zeros and ones, just keep in mind in the array, find the longest subarray that contains an equal number of zeros and one. That's it. Now the question is clear to all, just let me know in the chat section. Okay, question is clear to all. Let's take the example. Okay, so the input array is this 1 0 0 1 0 1 1, like this. Already the question told us only array contains either 0 or 1. Only these two elements will be there. Okay, that's why we are only able to see zeros, either zeros or 1. The output is 6. Why output is 6? If you see the sub array from here to here, this is the longest subarray which are containing, if you see this one, 0 0 1 0 1 and 1. So in this, if you see, this is the longest subarray that contains number of zeros. What is the number of zeros? 1 2 3. There are 3 zeros, and number of ones 1 2 3. So both are equal. That's why the output is 6. Why? What is this? Is the length basically. 1 2 3 4 5 6. That's why in the output is 6. Now someone will say, why not this subarray 1 0 0 1? So this subarray also contains number of zeros is 2, number of ones is also 2. Both are fine, like both are equal. So this also can be answered, but the question already explicitly saying longest I need. Okay, that's why here it is the length of 4 only. The subarray is of length 4. So we are not taking in the output. This is the valid subarray which contains the number of zeros and number of ones are equal, and this is the longest length as well. That's why. Fine, everyone. Someone is asking, is this previous year question? Yes, this is actual previous year question, and this is not easy at all. Okay, this is not easy, but I will tell you, then definitely you will find it easy while explaining the problem. Definitely you will find. Okay, no need to worry. Fine. So this is not easy, but I will make it easy. Okay, I will make it easy, so no need to worry. Now just say this contains a number of zeros and 1 are equal and its length is 6. That's why in the output we are getting 6. Now the question is clear to all. Just do let me know in the chat section. Yeah, okay, question is clear. And one more thing, someone was asking, like, in which coding language, in which programming language we are going to do this session. Basically I will write the code in Java, but the logic matters at the end. If you know the logic how to solve, then definitely you can write the program in any language, not only the Java. You can write in the CPP if you know the syntax. You can write the code in Python as well if you know the syntax. Okay, so language should not be a barrier. Don't ask this question again. Okay, fine, everyone. And also we already taken the class about the how to take input in the various programming language, so that is also already covered, so no need to worry about that. Fine, just focus on logic. Okay, so how can we solve it? If you see, every time we are counting the number of zeros and number of ones, right? What will be the brute force approach? Can anyone tell? Let me add the one page. Okay, brute force approach. What is coming inside your mind? Can anyone tell? Just any guesses? Any guesses? Brute force. Actually, we need to find out the maximum length. Fine. And also we need to check whether the number of zeros and number of ones are equal or not. So can we find out all the subarrays, and one by one let's check in all the subarrays, in each subarrays, whether the number of zeros and number of ones are equal or not. If it is equal, then we will calculate the length and we will store in a one variable, right? Similarly, we will go to the next subarray. We will check, we will count the number of zeros and number of ones. Whatever the length, I will update our length variable. If it is maximum, I will update because I need maximum length. Getting my point? Nested loop, yes. Someone was commenting like nested loop. Correct, correct. Because we already know to find out all the subarrays, we use nested loop, right? So our code will look like this. Let me write it here, pseudocode. No need to worry, I will discuss the optimized version, because without optimization, this submission will, I think, for the large number of arrays, large number of elements, it will give TLE. That's why. But we need to know. Okay, so the first thing, we will define two variables because I need to count two things, number of zeros and number of ones. So we will define count zeros and count one. But before that, we will use nested loop int I is equal to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus, right? So basically this is the outer loop which is responsible for, this is outer loop, and this is responsible for starting index. What is the starting index I am here saying? Basically, to find out any subarray, I need two things: starting index and ending index. That's why I'm saying outer loop is responsible for starting index. Okay, and similarly, the inner loop and j is equal to starting from. Can anyone tell? Starting from 0 or what? Starting from I, right now? Because every time the starting index will be different, right? So j less than n, j plus plus. Fine. And basically this particular loop is responsible for, this is inner loop, and this particular loop is responsible for ending index, because to find out the subarray I need two things: starting index and ending index. That's why. Got it, everyone? And but for each subarray I need to count the number of zeros and number of ones. So here we need to define two variables, that is int count 0 and int count 1, and you can initialize with 0 initially. Fine till here. And also we need to define one more variable, int, let's suppose max length, because I need maximum length, longest length of the subarray. So that's why initialize with either 0 or any minimum value. Okay, fine. So after this, every time we will be checking two conditions. What two conditions? Either if it is 0 or 1, right? So we will write if the current array of j, that is the current element, if it is 0, then I will increase the count of 0. Okay, or else if it is 1, then I will increase the count 1. Got it, everyone? Till it's fine now? But immediately after counting, immediately after counting the number of zeros and number of ones in that particular subarray, immediately we will check whether both are equal or not. If equal, means we satisfy the condition, that is number of zeros and ones should be equal. So here we will check by using if more condition, like count zeros, is it matching, like if it is equal with count 1. If it is, then we got one valid subarray whose length is what we are going to calculate. How can we calculate a subarray length? Can anyone tell? Because I have two things. Suppose this is subarray. Suppose I is here and j is here. Can anyone tell how can I get this particular subarray length from here to here? What should be the formula for this to get this particular part of this array? This is subarray, and we already know this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can anyone tell? By looking at this we can already tell, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 will be the size from here to here. Right now the length will be 4. By looking at we can say, but with the help of I and j variable, can we calculate the length? I am reading your chats. Can anyone tell? Can we calculate? Is there any formula? I hope everyone knows. See, I have just think about, like I have I variable and j variable right now, because this is responsible for starting index, this is responsible for ending index, right? Yes, someone is saying j minus I plus 1. Correct, correct. Good. So the formula will be to calculate the length. So formula will be j minus I plus 1. How can I get, like, how did I get this particular thing? J minus I plus 1. If you do, right now j is, you can verify, like j is 4, I is 1, then plus 1. If you do, then we got right? So just remember, and also just by looking at this you can calculate, you can develop this particular formula, you can derive as well. So basic here we should write j minus I plus 1, this is the length of that particular subarray, right everyone? Then after that, after calculating, just we will check whether this is maximum length or not. So here I will update our variable max length with the help of math dot max variable, and here we are passing those two variables that I need to compare, like that I will need to check. Max length, let me drag it here. Yeah, max length and the current length that we got just now. Fine. Yeah, this is the closing of this, and this would be the closing of this, right? And similarly, the closing of the outer loop. Okay. And in the last, we can simply print what the longest subarray is this, whatever maximum length. This is pretty simple, huh? This is pretty simple because this is brute force approach. Can anyone tell what will be the time complexity for this? Any guesses? Time complexity for this? Any guesses? I'm looking at your chat. Just do let me know in the chat section. What will be the time complexity? See, here we are using nested loop. I think you can guess. Any guesses, guys? Correct. Order, I got correct response. So basically, this loop, that is outer loop, is responsible for the time complexity for this loop will be order of n, and this is also for order of n. This is nested. So the overall the time complexity will be order of n into order of n. So we can write like this: order of n square. Someone Neha is saying order of n. No, this is not right. So the correct time complexity is order of n square. Okay, and just now explain why. Because this is for order of n, and this is also order of n, because this is nested loop. For every starting index we are checking whole the subarray, right now. So that's why. Fine everyone, I hope fine. Let's try to solve this particular problem in order of n time complexity. This will give TLE. Let's try to solve in order of n. Okay, okay, fine. So let me add one more page and let's try to discuss. Okay, fine. So whatever the array we have, let's write it here. So we have array this 1 0 0 1 0 1, then 1. Okay, okay, fine. So in the optimization version, in the optimized version, we are going to write we are going to replace 0 with -1 and 1 with +1. Just look at this particular example. If we are going to replace the 0 with -1 and 1 with 1, like basically we are not replacing, both are same basically, but for 0 we are going to replace with -1, then what will happen? Let's try to replace it. After replacing, our array will look like this now. So 1 is there, that is +1, 0, so -1, -1, then 1, then -1 because this is 0, then 1 and 1. Till it's fine everyone? Till it's fine? After replacing this, if you see, this was our answer. This was from here to here. This was our answer. That's why we got the output as 6, right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you try to calculate now from here to here, from here to here, the number of -1 and 1 will be equal. That's fine. But if you sum this particular subarray, means this part only, just assume this part, -1, only this part from here to here, after replacing 0 with -1. So -1, -1, 1. So -1, 1, 1. Right? So now this is the subarray, right? And if you sum of all the elements of this particular subarray, then we will get 0. Why? Because the number of -1s and number of 1s are equal. Getting my point, everyone? Now our problem becomes something like this. We need to find out that longest subarray whose sum is 0. Now our problem becomes, let me write it here. Problem becomes, find longest subarray whose sum is 0. Got it, everyone? Yes, yes. Someone is saying, sir, can you please repeat the problem statement? See, problem statement is very clear. We need to find out the longest subarray in which the number of ones and number of zeros are equal, right? So in the optimization, in the optimized version, what we are doing, we are replacing 0 with -1 and 1 with +1, that is equal, right? So after replacing, so this particular subarray will become like this. And if you add, so in the problem it not mentioned that we need to add, okay, but I am just thinking, if I am going to add all these elements of that particular subarray in which number of zeros and number of ones are same, so in that particular session it will be 0, not session, that in that particular subarray sum will become 0. So now the problem becomes like this. Got it, everyone? Abhijit is saying, sir, answer could be subarray from array of 0 to array of 5. Yes, yes, I think from, let me check it. This is 0 index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from 0 to 5, if you count 1, 1, 1, -1, -1. Yes, correct. This can also, yeah, fine. This could be the answer as well. Okay, fine, everyone. But we don't care about that which one is the subarray. We need to print in the output is what is the longest length. So that's why we are just taking care of that particular thing, just taking the maximum length. Getting my point, everyone? Okay, so let's try to solve it. How can we solve? So I hope everyone solved like these problems already, because in the premium courses we already, in our courses already solved like these problems. Find out all the subarrays whose sum is equal to k, find out all the longest subarrays whose sum is equal to k, or k is equal to 0 whose sum is equal to 0, or whose sum is divisible by k. Like these problems we already solved. Okay, so don't forget to join our class if you want to recognize the pattern, because after this now you have to solve this particular problem, because this problem is similar to the previous we already solved, not on YouTube. Let me tell you, but right now I will be going to solve it. Okay, so you can check out our courses in the description box. We already attached the link. Okay, why I am telling you to join the premium courses? Because we at their place we solve the questions based on pattern, not only the random questions. After taking the random question, you can solve multiple 500 plus you can solve, but without solving on the pattern basis problem you can't solve a new problem. That's why just focus on pattern. Okay, so don't forget to join. don't forget to join. This is definitely beneficial for you. Okay, reason is clear why you have to join the class, our course, TCS Nqt course. If you need link, you can check in the description box. And let me tell you some features, like all the programming language we covered, all programming language, either C, C++, Java or Python. And mock test is there, and revision classes we are taking, coding PYQs, lot of things, coding PYQs, we are daily live class. Like, I forgot to add some features, but whatever I remember, I have added here. Okay, reason is clear to everyone why you have to join. Let's leave it. Now let's focus on this, solve this problem. Okay, now the problem becomes like this. Longest subarray whose sum is 0. We already solved like this problem. So I hope everyone knows we need to use prefix sum plus what? HashMap approach. How did I know to use this? Because I have already solved the number of questions based on this pattern. That's why in my mind it clicked that we need to use prefix sum and HashMap. Getting my point? How did I think about this particular approach? Just because of solving practicing pattern based problem that we covered in the our courses. Okay, got it everyone? Someone say how long will be the session? I don't know. Whenever the question will end after explaining, then we will end. Not only this, I have taken more number of problems. If you're enjoying it, just keep watching. If you're not liking, just leave. Doesn't matter. Okay. So let's create, after replacing 0 with -1, our new array becomes like this. Okay, na? So let me create it within the new page and then try to solve it with the help of prefix sum and HashMap. I hope you are enjoying it. Any doubt till here? Like after replacing, let me write it here clearly again. So our array is this 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, right? So after replacing, our array becomes like this. So basically we are replacing 0 with -1 and 1 with 1, that is +1, both are fine. So 1, 0 with -1, then -1, then 1, then -1, then 1, then 1. Till it's fine. Na? Now, just now I told we need to use prefix sum plus HashMap technique. So let's create a HashMap. So suppose we have created here HashMap. I hope everyone knows how to create HashMap in code right now. So let's try to name it. This is our map HashMap. Got it everyone? Any doubt you can ask in the chat section. Okay, I am reading your chats as well. Okay. Someone is asking, is this level question is second coding question in the NQT? So basically at this time they are hiring for, I think, not for the ninja role. Na? So don't expect easy problem. Then definitely they will ask the above easy, that is near to medium and above to medium. Okay, not easy. Definitely you will be finding on the YouTube like sessions on YouTube, like sorted the array, finding move all the zeros at the end, like these problem they won't ask. Okay, these are the easy level problem, they don't ask. And also they will not ask in the upcoming exam because they are hiring for the digital and prime role. So don't expect the easy level of problem. Other YouTube channels then definitely teach you easy level of problem, and they will show like, yeah, we are very confident, but those confidence will not work in the examination, then definitely you will lose it. Okay, fine. So after creating map, and we already know how to create map. HashMap create like contains two things, key and value pair, right? So here will be key, here will be value. So what we are going to store in this map exactly? So basically, in the key, I am going to store prefix sum, and in the value, I am going to store index, first index. Now you might get confused. What is index? What is prefix sum? Those who don't know, let me explain. So prefix sum is nothing but sum of elements, sum of elements from index 0 to I. So basically prefix sum, this is the definition of prefix sum of I. Okay, I hope everyone knows. Prefix sum of I means sum of element index starting from 0 to till that. Okay, fine everyone. So let's try to solve it. Okay, let's try to calculate what is the prefix sum. So initially the map is empty. So let's try to initialize with prefix sum is right now 0. Okay, and index is -1. Suppose somewhere is index -1 right now. So let me write it here. This is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here will be -1. So right now I'm assuming right now prefix sum is 0, initialized with 0, and inside the map I have put 0, -1 like this. Map dot put in Java like this na, 0, comma, -1. Okay, we have initialized the map as well. Till here it's fine everyone. I'm just reading your chat. If you have any doubt you can tell, then I will try to explain it again. Okay, I hope everything is fine. Just see. So many students find boring because see this. Definitely they will ask medium level problem. Okay, not easy. So you have to do work hard. Okay, just see right now prefix sum is 0 and index is -1. We have in slide. Then after that let's try to calculate. Right now I is here. So the current element is 1. Let's try to add. Now our prefix sum become 1. Now let's check whether this particular 1 is present in our map. So right now 1 is not present in this prefix sum right now. So what we will do? We will put into the map. That is 1. Prefix sum is, current prefix sum is 1. And what is the index? Right now index is 0. Got it everyone? Till here it's fine? Okay. Now I will move ahead. Okay. Now so 1 is not present in our map. That's why I have added into the map. Now our prefix sum will become -1 also it came. So I will add 1, -1. Current prefix sum is 1 and the current element is -1. If you add, then you will get 0. So now again we will be checking 0 is present in our map. Yes, see this 0 is present in our map. That's why I have initialized our map. This was the reason to initialize like this. Many of the students may were getting confused why we have initialized 0, -1. So this was the actual reason. Got it? And if this particular prefix sum is present in the map, which means we found a valid subarray. Just see this. We found a valid subarray from here to here. Right now, because 1 -1 both are equal, and if you sum it, then it will give you 0. 1 -1, that it will give you 0. Right now this is also a valid subarray, but this is not longest, but we will calculate the length. Right now I don't know what is the longest length. So which means if this particular prefix sum value is present in our map, means we are happy, means we got a valid subarray. If I found, let's write it here, subarray found. So if I found subarray, let's try to calculate what is the length of this subarray, because I need longest. So let's try to calculate length. So by just looking at this, you can get it. 0, 1 means there is only 2 length. Huh? So but how can we write in the code? To calculate a particular length of the subarray, I need 2 things. Starting index and ending index, right? So what is the index? What is the current index? Means current index where it is present. right, and the previous index where it was present. So if you put it, what is the current index? Current index is I minus, what is I is your 1 na? So let me write it here directly, 1 minus, what is the previous index? So previous index means this particular prefix sum where it was found previously, at which index this prefix sum previously found, that means previous index. Okay, so if you see, that's why we already stored the index in the map. So corresponding value is -1. So this was the index that where we got the 0 as a prefix sum initially. So here I will write -1. So it means we got 1 plus 1 means 2. This is the length. Okay, got it everyone? Any doubt? Any doubt? Because this is like, if you solve this particular problem, then definitely you will be able to solve at least 5 more problem based on this pattern only. Okay, one more thing, if you're not finding the TCS Nqt course, you can find in the chat section in the pinned comment. Okay, fine everyone, till it's fine. How we are calculating the length? If you have any doubt, just put your query or put your question in the chat section, then I will try to explain again. Okay, and then we will sum up. Okay, till it's fine now, let's move. I see this particular prefix sum we are not going to add again into the map. Fine now, if it is found. Okay, let's move ahead. I Why I am dry running? Because to make you the logic clear, if you find it like, if you got this logic clearly na, then definitely you will be solve the problem. You will be able to write the code. Okay, I have one more option. I can write the code directly and I can dry run, but just after writing the code, dry run is not a good thing. It's not a good practice. That's why I am doing the dry running first, then I am going to write the code. That is the best approach as far as me. Okay, fine. Right now I is here. Let's try to calculate the prefix sum now. Prefix sum now, right, current is 0. So if I am adding -1 as well, so it will become -1. Right now, -1. Okay, so right now -1. So if it is -1, let's check whether this one -1 is present in our map. Present in our map? No, this is not present. So let's, if it is not present, just put it in map -1. And what is the index? What is the index? I, that is 2. Fine. Okay, so let's move ahead. I is here. So prefix sum is right now -1 and current element is 1. If I will add -1 and 1, then it will become 0. Now again we are going to check whether the 0 is present in our map. Yes, just see here again, 0 is present in our map. Got it everyone? 0 is present in our map. So we are happy again. We are happy again. I am writing again sub array found if it is present into the map. If it is present, then definitely we need to calculate the length again, because I need longest length of the sub array right now. So length, how can we calculate? Just use the same formula. The same formula. Current index, what is the current index? Current index is 3 minus previous index. Previous index is -1. Uh, -1. Yeah. Then it will become 3, yeah, 4. Right now? So we got the length 4. So from, if you see, right now we got the length 4, which is maximum than the previous one. Which is maximum than the previous one. Means from here to here, this is the subarray. Right? So right now we got the length of 4. Got it everyone? Okay. Suppose we have defined any maximum length variable and we are updating. Initially it was 2 from this, then right now we got 4, so I updated. Got it? Fine. Let's move ahead. So now current previous prefix sum is 0 and -1, then it will become -1. So -1 is present in our map. Just do let me know. -1 is present in map. Yes, -1 is present. Then again we are happy. Let's try to calculate length again. Subarray found, and let's try to calculate length for this. -1 is present here, na? Just say this. So same formula. Current index is 4 minus previous index is this one, corresponding value, prefix sum corresponding value, that is 2, right? So if you solve it, it will give 4 plus 2, that is 6. So now we got the length 6. So means we need to update our maximum length because it is greater than the previous maximum length. Got it, everyone? I hope got it. Till it's fine, na? Fine? Yeah. Okay, let's move ahead. I will here. So -1 prefix sum and 1. Now it will become 0. Right? Now it will become 0. Now let's try to check whether this particular 0 is present in our map. Yes. If you see, 0 is present here. 0 is present into the map. Let's try to calculate the length again. Means subarray found again. Subarray found again. Subarray found again means we are happy. So length will become, let's try to calculate again. The current index is 5. I value 5 minus the previous index is -1. So now it will become 5 plus 1, that is 6. Got it? And now we are going to check this previous length. This length and maximum length is same. No need to update. If it is greater, then we will update. Now, let's move ahead. Okay, now I will move ahead. Then again prefix sum is 0 and I is 1, so it will become 1. Now let's check again. This particular prefix sum is present into the map? Yes. 1 is also present. Then again we are happy, which means subarray found. Let's try to calculate the length again. So the current index is 6. I value 6 na, minus previous index is for this prefix sum. What is the previous index? This one is the index, that is 0. So if you do this, it will give 6, right? So now no need to update because both are same, right? Okay, just say this here. We have written here -2 for this. Oh, for -1 the value is 2 na, not -2. Oh, this is silly mistake that I did. So it will become 4 minus 2, that is 2. Okay, this was mistake. Sorry. Fine, everyone. So no need to update. The maximum length is 6. That is our answer. Now I will move ahead. I will become index out of bound. We will stop. And now 6 is the right answer. Got it, everyone? Yeah. Someone is asking why -1 index value is 2. Huh? Why -1 index value is 2? Okay, why -2? So here, oh, that silly mistake you are talking about. Just leave it because by mistake I have written -2, but here it is 2 na. Got it? Till it's fine, everyone. The same approach, the same code we are going to write. Okay? Should I write the code? Should I start the writing the code in the online compiler, everyone? The optimized version. And one is saying, sir, I am beginner in the coding. Suggest me how to prepare for TCS Nqt Ninja. Okay. So for this, let me answer. For this, you have knowledge of uh, one programming language, either C++, either Python or Java, whatever. For my suggestion, either go with Java or C++. I think Java will be most like will be fine, will be the most best option. Got it? Okay, fine. Okay, let's try to write the code, then you can ask your doubt if you have. Let me open the online compiler. Okay. So, okay. So the first thing, let's try to take the input, and we already know how to take inputs. Okay, so I'm not writing that particular thing. Okay, let's try to directly write the int arr with those elements like 1 0 0 1 0, not 1 0, I think 1 1 1 1. Okay, then let's calculate length. No need to write length. Let's calculate initially. Int n is equal to arr dot length. Okay, we need to create a map. So hash map, I hope everyone knows how to create hash map in Java. So integer, why integer? Because in the key, in the value, we are storing the elements as an integer. So map is equal to new hash map. Till it's fine. And initially I told map dot put 0 comma minus 1 initially, and also prefix sum is int sum is let's try to write sum instead of prefix sum is 0. Till it's fine. So you can say this is base case, you can say. Okay, initialize what till it's fine, everyone. Then after that, one more variable we need to define for calculating the maximum length. So max length is equal to 0. So let's try to iterate over the array. Int I is equal to 0, I less than n, then I plus plus. What I did every time we calculate the prefix sum. So let's try to but one more thing, we didn't replace the value 0 with minus 1 na? So at the runtime, not runtime, we can say at the accessing the element, that particular current element, we will change. If it is 0, then we will change with minus 1. Okay, whenever we are going to access that particular element, current element, immediately we will change with the minus 1. Okay, instead of creating a new array with the minus 1 or 1. Got it? So otherwise it will take space, na? So to avoid the extra space, we are doing the things at the at the time of accessing the current element. Okay, so let's replace the values. Okay, replace values. Which value we will check? What is the current element? If arr of I is 1, if it is 1, then we need to change with plus 1. I think we need not to add this particular thing, but for your understanding I am writing. I think yes, if it is 1, in the sum variable it will add 1, right? If it is minus 1, then in the sum variable we need to add minus 1. Got it? If array of I is 0, so in that case we need to add minus 1, not 0. So here, that's why I have added if array of I is 1, so we need to add in sum 1 plus 1. You can write like this, plus 1. Okay, instead of writing, we can directly write like this. Okay, or else if it is 0, then in the sum variable I will add minus 1. So instead of writing like this, let's write minus 1 like this. Right, everyone? Till it's fine. So replacing the values here we have handled instead of creating new array. Got it? Okay, I'm reading your chats. If you have any doubt till here, you can ask. I hope no doubt, right? So let's move ahead. What after calculating the sum, we were checking whether this particular prefix sum value is present in our map or not. So we will check again if map dot contains key, this particular sum is present or not. If it is present means, oh, if it is present means what? We are happy. Means we found a valid subarray. We need to calculate the length of that particular subarray. Let's do it. But to calculate the subarray length, we need two things: previous index and the current index. So current, we already know the current index. So let's calculate length. Int length is equal to current index minus previous index. Right now, but what is the current index? Current index is nothing but I, right now. But what is the previous index? We need to calculate first. Int previous index. How we are getting the previous index? To get the previous index, we were looking at the map, the corresponding value. Hope you know this thing. Every time we were checking this, na, these values, this value, how can I get these values in the map? With the help of dot get method. If I want to access this -1, I need to pass it here 0 as a key, right? So dot get method we can give, like it will give the corresponding value, that is -1. I hope everyone knows this is basic thing. Okay, so previous index, how can I get? Map dot get this particular sum. Okay, so then after I can subtract and I can get the length. But after calculating the length, I need to calculate the maximum length. Whether this particular length is greater, then I will update. So let's update our max length is equal to math dot max with max length comma length. Till it's fine. Suppose this was the part when this particular prefix sum, current prefix sum is present into the map. If it is not present, then what we were doing? I hope you remember, if it is not present, then we were just simply putting into the map. So let's put it, map dot put. What we were putting? The particular sum and the index, that is I. Got it everyone? And in the last we simply print. This was the else part, this was the for loop, and in the last we can print system dot out dot println what? The longest subarray length, what? Max length, because this particular variable is storing our result, na, that's why. Let's try to run it and try to check. Any mistake? Okay, we need to import now. So import java.util.string. Let's try to run it again. It should give our output, correct output, that is 6. Got it? Longest subarray length is 6. That is correct. Till it's fine everyone? Till it's fine everyone? Any doubt? I think no doubt. What is the time complexity? Okay, someone is saying please sir do fast. Okay, okay, just do let me know in the chat section what is the time complexity for this, then we will move to the next problem. What is the time complexity? What is the time complexity? Just and space complexity both. Anyone? कोई शेर है यहाँ पर जो बता सके? Yes, correct, Abhijit. Order of n, because we are traversing the given array once, each and every element of the array once, right? Fine, everyone. And what about the space complexity? Here we are using the map, na? So you can guess. What about the space complexity? Just do let me know. Yes, space is also order of n because we are using map. Fine, everyone. Let's move to the next problem. Okay, this is also actual previous year problem. Okay, fine. Imagine you are working, let's try to read out. Imagine you are working with a system that stores text in a camel case. I hope everyone knows what is camel case. Everyone knows what is camel case? Camel case format. Just do let me know. Like every character of the what? Every character of the word, each word should be capital. Okay. Where the multiple words are joined, okay, camel case, where the multiple words are joined together without spaces, okay, we will see the example. And each new words, listen carefully, each new words start with an uppercase letter. Fine. For better readability, you need to reformat this string by separating the words and converting all the characters to lowercase. Fine. The problem statement will look like this. You are given a string written in camel case, or you can say Pascal case format. Your task is to insert spaces between words and convert all the uppercase letters to lowercase. We need to do two things. We need to add a space between the words, okay, and we need to convert the all the uppercase into the lowercase. Two things we need to do. This is very easy problem, I think. Uh, we insert once in the map, so takes log n, and we are doing it n times, so it should be n log n. No, I think time complexity is order of n in the worst case. Okay, fine. So let's see the example. Just say this. In the input section here, we are able to see this is an automation error. So if you see, according to the problem, every words start with capital letter. Just see this. This particular word is start with capital T, then capital I, then capital A, and then automation error. Here capital A and capital E as well. Right? So in the output section here, we are able to see the capital letter is being converted into the small letter, and I is also converted into the small letter, A is also, then again A is also converted into the small letter, and A. So basically we are doing two things. Every starting of the every word, we are adding space, we are adding space, we are adding space, and we are adding a space again and again. And but whenever we are getting uppercase, we are converting into the lowercase. That's it. This is very easy. Similarly, for the second, you can see, hey you. H should be capital, Y should be like H is capital, so we are converted into the small lowercase, and Y is converted into the lowercase. And also we have added space in between. I think it's clear to all right now. This is very easy. So what we can do? So two things we need to do. Two things. The first thing, add space starting of the each word, because that word started with the capital letter. So with the help of capital letter, we can identify where should I add the space, right? So just by looking at the capital letter, we can identify where should I add the space. Getting my point? And the second thing we need to add, like we need to convert upper to lower. Fine now? Let's try to write the code directly because it is very easy. No need to do the dry run. Okay. Okay. So I'm just removing all this thing. Fine. Let's try to take the input as a string. String str is equal to what was the string? This is an automation error. So this is, I should be capital, is an automation error, right? I think clear now. So I'm not taking from the user. input. I'm not taking from the user. Why? Because in the previous class we already did. So there is no point to wasting time to taking the input. This is fine. After taking the string as an input, we need to see this output should be look like this now, as the string. This is also a string, right? So to store all the characters, we need to create string builder, right? So let's try to create. I hope everyone knows why I'm going to create a string builder, because I need to add each and every character. And after that, in the last, we will convert into the string and we will print. I hope everyone knows how to create a string builder. Uh, String builder. This is the syntax. Okay, I have created. Then after that, we need to iterate over the array, like not array, string. Each character int I is equal to 0, I less than str dot length, then I plus plus. Fine. Then after that, let's try to access that particular current character. Int, not int, that will be character. Na? So char ch is equal to str dot char at the index I. Whatever the character, now I'm going to check whether it is uppercase, in uppercase or lowercase. If it is uppercase, we need to add the space, right now. So here we will add if this the current character, that is, this is the syntax basically. Character dot is uppercase in Java, okay, which this particular ch character, the current character. If it is uppercase, then we are going to add a space. Let's try to add. This is SB, right? In string builder, we are adding that particular character. SB dot append. What append? Space. Okay, right? Or in the else part, if it is like not else part, I think. Yes, in the else part, if it is uppercase, then we have added space, and if it is not uppercase, then similarly as it is we need to add, na? As it is, SB dot append. Whatever the character we have, if it is small, then we can add, right now. So SB dot append the current character, that is ch. Till it's fine. And in the last, just simply put system dot out dot print ln what SB dot, that is our string builder. After converting into the string, this is method SB dot to string method we are using to convert the given string builder into the string. Okay, let's try to run it. Oh, okay, okay. So we did silly mistake. What? We have added a space. This is fine. Then after that, we need to add that particular character also after converting the lowercase that we didn't implemented. So I need to write SB dot append this current character, that is character char character dot to lowercase na. This particular current character, right now. After converting to lowercase, we need to add also na. I forgot, that's why t is missing, I is missing na. So let's try to run it. There is one more problem, I will let you know after. What is two lowercase? I forgot, so sorry. There is one more problem, I think. After running, you will find it. Just see this is fine now. But if you see, before t we are getting an space, before t also, but in the output before t there is no space. Here before t there is no space, but here we are getting space. Just see this, before t it should not be there. So how can we ignore? So here I need to add one more condition. If the index is not equal to 0, then if the starting index is, then we need not to add a space. If the I value is 0, then no need to add the space. Okay. And if it is not equal to 0, then I need to add the space. Okay. So let's try to write it here. Okay, let's try to run it. Now it should give correct, I think. Yes, just see, look at this. Now this is the correct answer. I hope everyone got this. What is the time and space complexity? Time and space complexity. So if you see here, we are traversing like obviously order of n, and also the time complexity will be order of n, and space complexity is also order of n, because we are using string builder to store each and every character almost. Right, everyone, I think no doubt till here. So this is all about this today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you need second part, like next part, basically I have already taken 2 classes. If you need next part, then you can comment it. And also if you need any suggestion, like if you need not only 1 hour session, if you need 2 hour or 3 hours, whatever the duration, you can comment in the comment section. Okay, definitely we will try to bring it. And also if you need the basic thing, like basic question, if you find it hard, the first one, the first problem, so you can let me know, because we need to increase the level as well. That's why. And don't forget to enroll in the course if you really want to, crack the TCS Nqt examination, because in that we already covered the lot of things. You can watch the recorded session as well. Okay, fine, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. So we will meet in the next class.